Hi to the In Touch Essentials giveaway and education group. This is Corinna Barrus, and I am going to be sharing with you essential oils, tips, protocols to work with when you are pregnant, birthing, postpartum with your babes, and little kids. So we're going to dive right in. I'm super excited to be with you here today and to get to really share with you these amazing oils and how you can use them to empower yourself and your family naturally. So birth and pregnancy is a time when there's very little that you can use because of course, pregnant women and fetuses and newborn babies are so fragile. And so we're not able to use really medications or very many things over the counter. And so this is one of the times that many people are introduced to doTERRA's essential oils because they are safe to use during pregnancy and birth and postpartum and with babies and children. Now, if you go to the health food store and you look at bottles of essential oils that they sell at stores, spas, and online, it'll actually say not for pregnancy, not for internal use, because they're not the right purity that's safe for pregnancy and babies. However, when you look at doTERRA's, it'll say supplement facts and it tells you how to use it internally if it's an internal oil. And we have many, many, many hospitals, doctors, surgeons, midwives, doulas, nurses who back and use doTERRA during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum because of the purity. So I'm really excited to be able to share this with you today. Now, there's a lot to cover and a lot we want to talk about, but first of all, I just want to say some general practices for definitely for newborns, babies, and small children, but and pregnancy maybe a little less, but with the littles, with the babies and the children, you really want to use a very small amount of essential oil and you need to dilute it. Babies have very, very sensitive skin. Their bodies are really tiny, and so they just don't need a lot. A little is going to go a long way. And so when I talk about diluting, there's a couple ways that you can do that. Number one, this is how we use it in doTERRA. We use the fractionated coconut oil. It's coconut oil where they've taken out the heavy fat, the smell. And so what's nice, I'll demonstrate. It's very, very light. It's non-greasy. And can you see that? Like it's completely absorbed into my skin. It doesn't leave a greasy, heavy residue. It can get on clothes and it'll wash right out because the fat, there's not that heavy fat that will stain your clothing, your sheets. So you don't want to use carrier oil that's a heavy fat because then if you lay on your sheets or your towels, your clothing, your baby's clothing will be stained. Okay. I used to be a massage therapist and I didn't have this amazing oil. And so I used to have to throw away my massage sheets every few months because the oils would get stuck in there and they would stain and they become rancid over time. So really important to use the fractionated coconut oil as your carrier oil. And so what you'll do, again, you could just pour a little bit of that right in your hand, then maybe take a drop or two of your essential oil, and then you can put that on baby. Okay, that's one way to do it. Another way is to pre-make your own roller balls, or I'll be showing you many of the roller balls that doTERRA makes that are already pre-diluted. So there you can pour, let's say you pour, maybe this much, maybe a fifth of it, or maybe even a sixth with some of your different essential oils you want. Then you pour the rest with the coconut. That way now you can just roll on baby's spine, baby's feet, baby's tummy, depending where you're putting that oil, baby's chest. So that's one way that you can also dilute the essential oils. Now, a third way that we use the essential oils with babies would be, or not even a third, there's many ways. Another way is to put a drop of an essential oil or two in baby's bath. I would probably just do one if it's in a little baby bath. If you're in a big bath and maybe you're bathing with your baby, maybe two. You want to add a little bit of Epsom salt, however. The Epsom salt will allow that oil to disperse fully in the water, and that way the baby isn't getting a direct essential oil on their skin. If you don't use Epsom salt, the oils actually float on the surface, and so it's kind of like getting direct application, whereas the Epsom salt makes it disperse. So it's highly diluted at that point and should be safe as long as you're using a very, very gentle oil. You only use gentle oils in the bath because the heat of the bath opens our pores. So baths is a nice way to add a little bit. And then the diffuser is a great way to have oils going for baby, maybe calming at bedtime, maybe, a happy oil during that cranky hour, maybe breathe, which is our blend to open up breathing if they're having some respiratory issues. So those are some of the ways that we can use them. We can also make sprays. A lot of people will make spray, make like a diaper rash, put them into massage, the oil for massage. So those are some of the applications. Now let's dive in and talk about pregnancy right now. We'll kind of go in order, okay? So pregnancy, I'm just gonna give you some of my favorite recipes, and these are amazing. These are notes from a top midwife who's been using essential oils in her practice for I think 20 years. She uses only doTERRA. She's written books. Her name is Stephanie Fritz. She's a friend of mine. So I'm gonna share some of her recipes as well. She shared these with me. So for nausea and indigestion, which is a big problem, especially first trimester, apply 3 to 5 drops of peppermint, ginger, fennel, or Digest Zen. And again, you're going to probably want to dilute a little bit. You might not have to. And for some women, they can even just smell those oils, especially for nausea. Smelling is a powerful way. Okay, this is another issue that comes up a lot for women during pregnancy, and this sometimes is even maybe further into the pregnancy, the muscle aches, right? The leg cramps and stretch marks. So for stretch marks, applying lavender and myrrh to the skin with fractionated coconut. So applying that like as a prevention, massaging that in the tummy and the thighs, right? The abdomen, all the areas where women, maybe the buttocks, right? The area where women can get stretch marks. And I'll tell you, I did rub oils my entire pregnancy and I don't have a single stretch mark. So I'm living proof that does work. Leg cramps. You can soak your feet in warm water or a bath and add 5 drops of geranium, 10 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of cypress. Now, I would also add copaiba would be a really, really nice one. It really helps with leg cramps and things like that. Now, sore muscles, this happens a lot. You get like a sore back, right? Sore legs. And there's quite a few, but some of the top ones are Deep Blue, which is this amazing blend, which is good for inflammation, pain, past tense, which is our headache blend, but also really helps with muscles and tension, especially. Aroma Touch is our massage blend, and that really helps with circulation, with muscle spasms, relaxation. Peppermint is a great one for pregnancy. It will help with everything. Sore muscles, digestion issues, energy, and a few other ones for sore muscles would be marjoram, wintergreen, lavender, copaiba again. Okay, swelling and water retention. This is one that a lot of women also suffer for during pregnancy. So lemon, grapefruit, and cypress, added with the fractionated coconut, and you massage it into the hands and the feet and the ankles, and that's going to really help. Now, I would also recommend drinking the citrus daily. I mean, we do that for so many reasons. Detox, helping to be more alkaline, but it's also going to help with that water retention. All right. Now, these are some of the oils that are going to be really good for labor. Okay, so Balance. Oh, this is like one of my favorite oils. I have it right here on my desk. I always use it. Balance is a really good oil to help you feel confident through the labor, to feel grounded, to feel kind of rooted in your body, which you really need to be to go into labor, right? It's a very physical and spiritual and emotionally demanding experience. So that balance really kind of grounds you, gives you that confidence. If there's anxiety, Serenity is going to be a great oil. Lavender, vetiver, any of the calming cedarwood, and copaiba, any of the really calming oils. Peace. We have a lot of calming oils now. Console, and if you have back labor, which I had, oh my God, back labor is the worst. Deep Blue, past tense, peppermint, white fir, copaiba, and just rubbed, having your husband or your doula or your birth partner, whoever's there with you, rubbing that on your back, on your spine, is going to be really helpful. So once labor has started, this is a recipe, so you guys write this down. 15 drops of your carrier oil, so that's your carrier oil, plus 5 drops ylang ylang, 4 drops helichrysum, 2 drops Digest Zen, 2 drops peppermint, 2 drops clary sage. Okay, and this can be made ahead of time. You can put that in a roller. This could be your roller, or in a little bottle, like with just some, massage bottle. And you're going to massage that on the inside of the ankles, the lower stomach, the low back, and the whole back if you want. Okay, now this is a really, really important one for perineal support. So this is something that you want to start. You can actually use it during labor to kind of help the perineum to open. A lot of women tear during labor, which is really painful. And so we want to hopefully not tear at all, or at least minimize that greatly. Helichrysum is an amazing oil. It's a tissue rebuilder. It stops bleeding. It helps cuts and things to heal very, very quickly. And so the fractionated coconut oil with 20 drops of the helichrysum with this, and I would put it in a spray bottle, right? So you can actually spray that part of your body while you are in labor, while you're crowning. This midwife has no tears. She has like an amazing track record. I think hardly any women, if any women, tear on her because she uses this blend. Now, I would invite you, if you are pregnant and you're gearing up towards labor, maybe that last month, I would actually massage that helichrysum oil into that perineum area every day to start getting the tissue ready. That's kind of a little insider trick. Okay, so a couple other things not mentioned here. Definitely for, oh yeah, we talked about nausea. We talked about, yeah, I think those are good ones for pregnancy. Now, I do want to put a plug in for the Lifelong Vitality vitamins, supplements. They are the perfect prenatal. I've had many, many doctors, many midwives. The only thing that you might want to add a little bit more is folate. Sometimes they ask for a little bit more folate, so you might want to take the Lifelong Vitality to your doctor or your midwife or practitioner and have them look at it. They may ask you to do a little bit more folate, but it's the perfect prenatal. And I can't tell you how many women who have had multiple babies, and they had them before they had the Lifelong Vitality and doTERRA, and then they did have the Lifelong Vitality. They said they were way less tired, way less nauseous, way less swollen, didn't need as many naps. Like, they noticed a huge difference, much easier pregnancies, much easier deliveries, much better postpartum. So you definitely want to be on that pack. Okay, and now let's talk postpartum, right? This is when a lot of women really get the blues, right? That's an issue, and it's really hard. There's so many adjustments physically, emotionally, and mentally to having a new baby in your life and in your family. So the Lifelong Vitality, 100%, you're going to need that for energy, for mood, brain health, and for making good milk supply. But then we're going to really want to look at emotional essential oils to support you. And I'm going to do a whole class on that coming up, all the oils for emotions, for mood, for stress. But I do want to touch on a few that I would definitely make sure you have. Serenity is so important, and that is our blend for anxiousness. A lot of new moms, especially with their first baby, but it can happen with any baby, go through anxiousness, anxiety, a lot of fears start coming up, right? You're taking care of this new being. So Serenity is going to be a really good one to diffuse. It'll also help with the times when you get to sleep and nap to get some good rest. Elevation is a really, really good one for if you have the baby blues, right? That postpartum time. Elevation, Cheer, Citrus Bliss. These would be 3 oils that I would be just using, diffusing all of the citrus, the orange, the lemon, the bergamot, the green mandarin. There's a lot of different oils that go sometimes on special, like the kumquat, the red mandarin, the clementine, right? If you have any of those. I list all of the citrus: lime, lemon, grapefruit, wild orange, bergamot, Citrus Bliss, Elevation, Cheer. These are going to be so important to have diffusing, put them on your body. And then, there may be other emotional issues that come up, and we're going to talk more about that in a subsequent class. So you're going to want to continue to take care of that. You may need to continue to take care of that perineal, vaginal area post-birth. And that's where, again, a very, very diluted helichrysum, maybe a little bit of lavender, can be put on there with sometimes they have cold compresses as well if there's any swelling. So let's talk about when the baby just comes out, literally babies come out, what you can do. And I get like tingles when I talk about this. We call it the frankincense birth. So you can actually anoint your baby, kind of like the Christ child was anointed, right, with frankincense, right when he comes out or she comes out. And you put the frankincense, a drop, you can dilute it with a little coconut, on the crown of the head, the bottoms of the feet. And that just like blesses the baby in so many ways. There's so many spiritual aspects to frankincense, but there's also really, really powerful health benefits to just protect your baby. It's a powerful protectant on all levels. Now, in terms of helping to heal the umbilical cord, which if you've had a baby, you know it gets kind of nasty and rotted. It's like rotting meat, basically, till it dries up. Myrrh is amazing. The mamas that use myrrh say like it doesn't get as infected. It doesn't have that smell. It heals really, really beautiful. And myrrh is just like a powerful, powerful healer. A lot of surgeons have used it historically to help with healing. So, balance on the baby's feet to ground, and Melissa on the bottoms of the feet. That's a powerful oil as well. It's a very spiritual oil, the oil of light, but it's also an oil that super antiviral. So really strong protective oil for your baby. Postpartum for mom. The afterbirth pains, if you have ever given birth, you know it feels like you're still giving birth, like sometimes even a few days later, which is kind of rough. So white fur and lavender and copaiba massaged on the tummy is really good. Oh, and this is even better than the after. Okay, so during labor, you use the helichrysum on the perineum, but after, for a peri spray that you use on, the vaginal and the perineum area, you add 15 ml a spray bottle, and you put fractionated coconut and 20 to 30 drops of immortelle. And that has helichrysum, lavender, rose, sandalwood, myrrh. It has all these really, really healing, soothing oils for the skin. So that's what you're going to spray on that area. And it can also be, if you have a boy and you circumcise him, you can also use that for the circumcision spray. Okay, and then diffusing oils. I already spoke about that. I already spoke about diffusing happy oils like elevation, cheer, citrus bliss, all the citrus, but also calming oils like serenity, like lavender, like sandalwood, like ylang ylang, like cedarwood, like Douglas fir, like, there's so many that you can do. Any peace, like console, all of the calming oils are going to be really good to diffuse. Okay, these are some blends for postpartum depression specifically. Blend 1 is a drop of rose, 1 drop of wild orange, and 3 drops of sandalwood. This would be a diffuser blend. Blend 2 would be 1 drop of lavender, 3 drops grapefruit, and 1 drop ylang ylang. And blend 3 is 1 drop bergamot, 1 drop grapefruit, 1 drop clary sage, 1 drop wild orange, and 3 drops of frankincense. So these are 3 diffuser blends that you could make. Okay, breastfeeding. Let's move right into that, right? So dry cracked nipples, that is a thing. And this is your recipe. You're going to dilute 1 to 1. So 1 drop of fractionated coconut oil to 1 drop of myrrh, 1 drop of geranium, and 1 drop of sandalwood. And so, sorry, that would be 3 drops. That would be 3 drops of the coconut, 1 to 1, meaning equal ratio of the coconut and those. So, and you just massage that on the nipple. And I wouldn't do it. I would do it right after the baby has nursed, so it has some time to, calm down that taste before baby's nursing again. Mastitis, which is a breast infection, super painful. Melaleuca, thyme, clove, rosemary, and lavender. And you massage into the breast and the lymph nodes under the armpit. Dilute with the coconut, and don't put that directly on the nipple, because those are going to be that clove and that thyme is just going to be rosemary. It's going to be way too strong for baby to be latched onto it. So just around and under the arm, diluted. Okay. And I would also do that right after your baby's nursed, so there's some time for those oils to penetrate into the skin and not be so strong for baby's next nursing. Increasing milk flow. This is something you're going to want to do 2 to 3 times a day. You want to massage fennel, basil, geranium, or clary sage, again, into the breast tissue, but avoid the nipple so the baby's not tasting that. You can also add 2 to 3 drops of digestion with 1 teaspoon of honey 3 to 5 times a day. Now, if you want to decrease milk supply, which obviously would be when you're wanting to wean, then you could add 2 to 3 drops of peppermint a day. Peppermint can be a milk, decrease the milk supply. This also means if you are pregnant towards the end of your pregnancy and postpartum, you may not want to use peppermint, or very sparingly. A little bit is probably okay. Again, it depends woman to woman. Some women have no problem with milk supply, in which case using peppermint might be fine. If you historically do have a problem with that, or you're not sure, just go very mild on the peppermint. Maybe a little bit on your temples for a headache, or smelling it would be fine, but I wouldn't ingest a lot of it. Okay. Again, for baby overall well care, frankincense on the back and balance on the feet every day are going to just help to really regulate and support all of the body systems. If your baby has jaundice, geranium and lemon on the feet will help support the liver and break up the bile. You can also use a blend we have called Zendocrine. Again, diluted, but on the bottom of the feet. Diaper rash. Okay, we actually have a really awesome diaper rash cream doTERRA has put together, and it has essential oils in it. Let me tell you which oils are in it. It has lavender, of course, that makes sense, carrot seed oil, tea tree, and shea butter. It's really soothing. And so this is what I would use now for diaper rash, but you can also make your own with fractionated coconut in a little spray bottle, a little melaleuca, a little lavender, and just spray that right on the baby's butt when you change the diaper. Teething, a little bit of clove, highly, highly diluted to the gums. Also lavender is really supportive for teething. And instead of using baby powders from the store, which are super toxic, you don't want to do that. You can just get cornstarch and add like 8 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then add like 20 drops of lavender, and you can have a little baby powder that you can use for your baby. And so these are some things that you're going to want to do postpartum for you and your baby. Applying Balance and On Guard to the feet every morning. On Guard is our blend that supports the immune system. It's going to keep baby well. I actually have some other things that I want to show you now. I think I'll come back to that in a minute. Actually, I'll show you in a minute. But we have some pre-diluted On Guard that I would use, and we have a new one for littles that I would use as well. But you're going to want to apply the protective blend to your baby every day on the feet to help keep that baby well. You're going to want to diffuse some On Guard in the home to keep everyone well. You're going to want to do 4 to 5 drops of frankincense under your tongue morning and night to keep you well, and 10 drops of grapefruit in a capsule under your tongue every day. Slim and Sassy, when you're weaning, I wouldn't do that before, but as a pregnant mama, as a postpartum mama, once you're ready to wean, you can do the Slim and Sassy 3 to 5 times a day, and that will help you actually lose your baby weight. It helps you to shrink fat cells, helps regulate blood sugar, helps to just helps your metabolism come back into alignment. So when you're ready to stop nursing, and if you still have any baby weight, Slim and Sassy is going to be your friend. That's what I did to lose that last 8 pounds that I couldn't kick. And then that Slim and Sassy just took it off. It's really nice, especially since I was in my 40s. I didn't know if I'd ever lose it. And I'm like, I did. And then Zendocrine, 3 to 5 drops in a capsule or topically over the liver is going to be really powerful to help your liver. And you really need your liver working properly to be continuing to make good milk and everything. Lemon in your water all day. Drink 3 to 4 quarts. Your body needs a lot of water. You're making milk. I already talked about the supplements. You want to be taking that. Oh, and the PB Assist and the Terrazyme. So the Terrazyme helps you to really digest and assimilate your food. It's going to probably help also getting everything into the milk more assimilated. The PB Assist is your probiotic, and you absolutely want to be taking that all through the pregnancy, all through the postpartum, because not only are you helping your immune system, but it actually comes into the milk and it helps the baby to develop a proper high functioning immune system. So that's a huge thing you want to be doing all through the pregnancy and postpartum. And then, you know, the oils that you need for stress, for sleep, you want to be using every day. So that's pregnancy and postpartum. Let's dive into the kids, the babies and the kids. So I'm really, really excited. There's a lot of oils that we can use, and we could spend kind of all day going over them, but I really want to speak to what doTERRA has done, which is to make this really streamlined and really easy for us. So first of all, they've put 9 of the most popular essential oils in a touch roller form. And what that means is that it's pre-diluted. These are all of them in the box. You can actually get this whole box, which is gorgeous. Has a bunch of oils that you need. Or you can actually order each of these individually. So you don't have to order them all. You can get whichever ones you want. But I love that they're 9 of our most popular blends, but now they're pre-diluted in fractionated coconut so they can go directly on a baby or a child. Now, if it's a newborn, I would still just do a little bit, you know, but if it's a child, I'm very liberal. I slather this on, it's totally safe, okay? But a newborn or a little baby, just a little, you know, you still want to go light with them. So lavender is all things soothing. It's going to help for bedtime, stress. It's incredibly soothing to the skin. So this is what I used on my kids with their eczema, with their rashes, with sunburn. It heals a sunburn like nothing I've ever seen. A burn. If you burn or your kids get a burn somehow, they touch the stove, just lavender, reapply. I have been blown away. Bee stings, bug bites, anything painful, anything on the skin, it just heals it so quickly. So lavender is really your friend. Teething to the outside of the jaw, anything that is bothering them, it's just so soothing. So that's one that you're going to want to have on supply. Peppermint. So peppermint is a really good one. This is what I use for my kiddos when they get too hot. I don't use Tylenol. I don't use Motrin. I don't use any of that. We use peppermint, and bottom of the feet, roll it on the spine. If it's really hot, like I'm getting scared, I put it on the arms, I put it on the legs, and you can reapply as many times as you need. And I have been able to manage that every single time with the peppermint. So I love that. Now, peppermint is strong. And so I don't want to get it on my kids' faces. I don't want to get it on their hands. I don't want them touching their eyes or private parts or anything. Okay. Cause it's got this, it's like a cold burn feeling. So this is pre-diluted, so it's safe on the body. But again, if you don't want it to get in their eyes. So, you know, I probably would only give peppermint to a slightly older child to apply to themselves, or really watch them. They can, you know, the cool thing about rollers is they don't leak. So you can give it to a kid and they can roll it on themselves. Just, you know, again, be careful if it's a little toddler or something. Now peppermint I use all the time for my like tension, headaches, for energy. It just like gives you a little burst of energy. So it's great for new moms when they're tired. Melaleuca. This is all things first aid for the skin, and it's great again for eczema, rashes. Oh my gosh, so many things. Hang on one second. I just need to let somebody know that I'm running a couple minutes late. I have to do a live after this. Okay, Melaleuca, sorry. I'm doing another live after this for a summit that I'm promoting. So lots going on. So you're going to definitely want that one as well. Oh, this for babies, ear aches. Babies get ear infections, and it's really scary because if they keep getting them, they sometimes have to get surgery to remove the tubes, right? Oh my gosh, these two together, the lavender and the Melaleuca. Also basil is a good one, the 3 together, but even just these 2, roll it on the outside of the ears, down, kind of massage down this way. You can even put it right here, but don't ever drop oils into the ear canal. Incredible. I can't tell you how many people have been able to help their babies and their kids with ear infections. So huge, huge. Oregano, this is the big guns. If your kids are really sick, bottom of the feet, maybe on the spine, but be really careful. Maybe even add a little more of the coconut. It's a very strong oil, but it kicks butt. It's been tested against many antibiotics. It's outperformed every single one. So pretty awesome. Deep blue. This one, it's a little strong for babies, to be honest. I'm going to show you the kids blend version in a minute. For mama though, oh, this is like gold and diamonds. It's incredible. You're going to need it and want it for all the muscle aches, back aches from carrying your babies, and, you know, body aches from being pregnant. You're going to roll this on. You're going to love this. It's going to be a lifesaver. Digestin. This is a blend for digestive issues. It's in the roller, so for the bellies. I use this with my son a lot. It's great for kids. We do have a new one I'm going to share with you that's probably better for the littles, but Digestin is great for everybody. Breathe. This is amazing. So this is the roller. You're going to roll this one on your front ribs, your front lungs, and ribs, and the back ribs. It'll open up your breathing like nothing you've ever experienced. It's really amazing. It's great for the littles when they get colds, chest colds, you know, coughing, all of that. You're going to want to use this roller. Now, I use the oil all the time, and I put that in the diffuser because the diffuser is going to really help open up airways that way. Okay, and last but not least, the frankincense. Remember I talked about anointing your baby every day when it comes out? Right here, you got it. Feet, spine, top of the head, right? And now you have this where you can use it. Now with little kids, when they're sick, the spine and the feet. The spine is where it connects to all the different parts of the body, and a lot of viruses and bacteria will actually hang out in the spinal column. So rubbing them on the spine is a really nice way. And then you can just give them a little rub their little back, right? Who doesn't like that? So that is the touch kit I wanted to share with you. Now, in addition, this came out recently, and I am just so in love with these blends, and they're so wonderful. They were made for kids. Look at this. How cute is this? Hang on. I'm dropping them. They also come in a set. You can get them in this cute set. You can also get them individually, and they fit in this cute little bag, and they're all color coded. It comes with a little book. This is so cute. It comes with a little book. And each of the oils has, like Brave has a heart and it's orange. So even kids that don't know how to read, they can get their Brave orange, and they can see the little heart. It's on there. So, and these are just awesome. They have these big carabiners, so they're easy for the kids to open themselves. These are actually, you know, for babies and kids, but for the children, they can put it on their backpack, take it to school, right? Take it to day camp, take it to preschool, whatever. Brave helps the kids feel brave. So maybe they're scared to go to preschool, or maybe they have to do a gymnastics meet, or maybe they have to give a presentation or whatever. This helps you to feel brave. And so this is a beautiful one. This one is stronger, and it's like the child size or child version of the On Guard. So especially with the littles, I still use On Guard on my kids, but I love this one. And this one's much like gentler. It's got a beautiful blend, but it works really well. And it also has, oh my gosh, it has rose in it. And rose is really, really, really powerful. It's worked against gram negative and gram positive. So it's really amazing. Even people who have had situations like MRSA and things, they've really done well with the rose. So this is a powerful, powerful blend, the stronger. I would definitely be rolling this on the baby every single day to protect it. Bottoms of the feet, on the spine, kids every day, at least twice a day if you can get it on them. I like to keep them by the bed, and that way before bed, it's like our little ritual. Thinker, this is for the kids that are going to school or having homework. It helps them to think, right? And so a great place for Thinker is right on the back of the neck. And that's a great way to get it kind of close to the brain stem, where it can kind of go up and help them to focus and think and pay attention and do their best at school. Steady is kind of like the balance for kids. Remember I talked about the grounding blend? Well, this is their own personal, more gentle. The smells are just amazing on these kids blends. And by the way, grown-ups use them too. Little tip there. I love these blends. They're just a lot softer. They're way more diluted, because some of the oils are a little overpowering smell-wise for kids, even though the benefit's good and you can dilute them, but these are all ready to go. And so the Steady is their grounding blend, helps them to feel calm, centered, grounded. It's a gorgeous blend. You're going to love it. And this one is Calmer. So this is the bedtime blend. This is the time for bed, right? We have our Serenity, and they have their Calmer. And it's just a beautiful smell. Nap time, bedtime, it's just gorgeous. And these are super safe. They're super diluted. Now, the new one that just came out at convention, it has a top two, I just didn't get a chance to put it on, is Tamer. And this is for the tummy. This is for digestion. And this is like our Digestin, but for kids. Digestin has a really strong smell. In fact, a lot of grown-ups don't like it. It's got ginger and fennel and anise, and it smells like licorice. I love it, but it's really strong, and it's pretty strong for kids. So this one is super gentle, super mild. It's got spearmint and mint, and it's much more mild, and it works beautifully. Again, just roll it right on the tummy. So these are really the ones for the kiddos and the babies. A few other oils that we didn't mention that are really good for kids that are really gentle. Roman chamomile. That's used quite often for the baby in the bath, for emotions. And hang on, I want to look at one other source really quick of things I wanted to share with you. I have some wonderful reference books. I can't remember everything, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, hang on. You know what? Actually, hey, I'm in the wrong section. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna find what I was looking for. Maybe not. Okay, give me 1 second, you guys. I had it all. Oh, you know what? This might be a good one actually to look at for a second. One thing that a lot of little kids deal with, we talked about fevers, we talked about like bug bites and things, but they also get hurt, right? So littles get cuts, bruises, and so I want to talk about some things that you can use for that. One of them is actually right here. I'm going to grab it. Give me a second. It's called Correct X. And this is something that I would definitely have for my littles. It's got lavender, it's got helichrysum, which is that skin rebuilder. It's got, I think myrrh. No, it has frankincense, helichrysum, cedarwood, melaleuca, and lavender. So it's like a natural antibacterial cream, but it doesn't just help with bacteria and, you know, fighting infection. It actually helps the skin to heal. And so it helps things heal really, really fast. I've used it for so many things with my kids. So that's one that I would definitely include with your kiddos. And then, you know, there's a lot of oils that we can talk about. And so I think I'm going to end here because this is a lot for you guys, but I really wanted to give you just some basics. Oh, there's one more thing. It's right here in front of my face. Okay. Supplements. Kids need supplements, right? The foundation of health is our nutrition. And it's really hard to get all of the nutrition we need as adults and all of the vitamins and minerals. It's almost impossible to actually do that through just our food intake in a day as an adult, let alone a kid who's like picky eater, right? So A to Z Chewables is our vitamin. It's got all the vitamins and minerals the kiddos need. And then the IQ Mega is your omegas. And it's in a, they've taken out the fish smell and put in a wild orange. So you can add it to a smoothie, you can add it to oatmeal. You see, maybe they'll just take it plain, but this way you can really get your kids some quality supplements. They do also have a PB Assist, which is the probiotic for kiddos. It comes in these little pixie sticks, and you put it in water or any liquid, and they can drink it, and it tastes like watermelon. Kids love it, and that gives them that good probiotic. So those are some things to support you and your kiddos, and I'm looking forward to sharing more. I've got 8 more classes I'm teaching these 2 weeks, so be on the lookout. We've got stress management, we've got weight loss, we've got detox, we've got cooking with essential oils, and so much more. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next class.